At 3 a.m., inside a silent gas station off I-7 near Kansas City, a tired biker washed the highway dust off his hands when he heard a sound that froze him at the sink. A man's voice, muffled to the thin wall, separating the men's bathroom from the women's. 1,500, the voice said coldly. Damaged goods. Tracks on her arms. Another voice countered. $2,000. She's young, 14, maybe 15. Still profitable. The biker, William Hammer Davidson, gripped the edge of the sink, his pulse thundering. He'd heard evil before, but never this close, never this casually spoken, like someone negotiating over livestock. Then he heard a soft, broken voice, a terrified teenage girl. Please, my mom's looking for me. She'll pay. Let me call her. A sharp slap cracked through the wall. Hammer stopped breathing. A third man spoke. 5,000. Final offer. I'll take her to Denver. She'll be working by sunrise. Hammer had 7 seconds to decide if he would walk away or put his life on the line for a girl he had never met. The bathroom door opened. 3 men walked out first. Baseball caps, plain clothes, the kind of men who disappear easily into crowds. Behind them came a girl, thin, bruised, hands zip-tied in front. She looked up at Hammer with eyes full of terror and mouthed 2 words. Help me. One trafficker saw her look. Keep walking, he growled, pushing her toward the exit. The 4 of them headed for a white van. No plates. Dented side panel, broken tail light. A van built for disappearing victims. Hammer stepped out behind them. His boots felt like anchors. His brain screamed at him to stop. His heart screamed the opposite. Gentlemen, he said, voice steady. Got a minute? The men turned, sizing up the 6 feet 2 inches biker with a road-scarred face and fists that looked carved out of stone. Not interested in whatever you're selling, one said, hand drifting behind his waistband. Hammer shrugged. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. He nodded toward the girl. How much? Her eyes widened in betrayal. She thought he was just another monster. How much to the girl? The trafficker's expression shifted from suspicion to calculation. 10 grand. The leader said, non-negotiable. Hammer pulled out his wallet. He had $15,000, money he'd withdrawn for his brother's funeral and hadn't spent yet. I've got 10 cash. No questions. The men hesitated. Was he a cop? A buyer? Something else? Hammer leaned in. Look, I heard you through the wall. That van has no plates. Something went wrong. You need cash fast. Their eyes flickered. He was right. Deal. The leader said, snatching the money. She's yours. Careful, she's drugged. She's a runner. They climbed into the van and disappeared into the highway darkness. Hammer memorized everything. The sound of the engine, the dent on the side, the smell of motor oil leaking. When he turned, the girl backed away like a cornered animal. Don't touch me, she whispered. I'm not going to, he said gently. You didn't buy me? No, Hammer replied. I bought your chance. She broke down, shaking. Her name was Macy Rodriguez, 16 years old, missing for 3 days. The track marks weren't hers. They were forced on her. Sedatives. Please, she begged. No police. They'll send me back to the group home. Her voice turned hollow. That's where this started. She told him about the home in Kansas City. 17 girls. 2 adults. One of them selling the girls to truckers and men with vans. Mrs. Patterson, Macy whispered. She sells the ones no one checks on. Hammer felt the kind of rage that turns a man into something dangerous. He called Luther, his motorcycle club's lawyer. Even though it was 3 a.m., trafficking victim, he said. 16. Needs safe placement outside the system. 30 minutes later, 2 cars pulled into the lot, a trusted social worker and a woman from a trafficking advocacy group. Macy panicked. You said you'd help. Hammer knelt beside her. I am helping. These people save girls for a living. The woman approached slowly and rolled up her sleeve. Track marks, faded but visible. 15 years ago, she said softly. I was you. Someone helped me. Now I help others. Macy collapsed into her arms. Hammer gave police a full statement. Everything he saw, everything he heard. His dash cam had captured the van leaving. Partial VIN. Distinct dent. Enough to crack a case. This might break open a 6-month trafficking investigation, the detective said. 3 days later, police raided the group home. 17 girls testified. 17 girls who had been trafficked for years. Mrs. Patterson and 2 staff members were arrested. The 5 men from the trafficking ring were captured within weeks, now serving decades behind bars. Macy's recovery took months. Detox therapy, nightmares that rip her awake. But Hammer visited her every month. He brought books, help with homework, taught her how to breathe through panic attacks. She asked one day, "Why bikes?" Hammer smiled. "Freedom. Nobody owns you on a bike." Macy understood that more than anyone. On her 19th birthday, she asked him to teach her to ride. She shook the first time she started the engine. Then she steadied. Then she flew. "I'm flying," she screamed. "I'm actually flying." She bought her own purple Harley, graduated college, became a social worker helping other survivors escape the same darkness she escaped. Last month, 200 bikers rode behind her on the Run for Freedom charity event. They raised $50,000 for trafficking victims. Macy stood on a stage afterward, hands trembling, voice cracking. 7 years ago, she said, 3 men were bidding on me in a gas station bathroom. I thought I would die before sunrise. Then a biker overheard. He could have walked away like everyone else did. She looked at Hammer. Tears blurred her vision. Instead, he saved me. He bought me just long enough to set me free. 200 bikers cried. Hammer looked at the ground, wiping his eyes. The Iron Wolves Motorcycle Club now trains to identify trafficking signs. They've helped 4 more girls since that night. For more children saved because someone paid attention. Macy keeps a framed photo in her apartment. Hammer's standing at his bike outside the gas station. The caption reads, "My hero, my savior, my dad." Hammer never had children, not by choice, but by fate. That emptiness lived inside him for decades, until a terrified girl whispered, "Help me," at 3 a.m. in a gas station bathroom. And he became a father through courage instead of blood. Macy is starting her master's degree next year, dedicated to fixing the system that failed her. She always says the same thing: "I'll make sure no other girl is sold by the person meant to protect her," because she survived hell and came back stronger, and because one tired biker refused to look away. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather. Sometimes they spend money meant for a funeral to buy a child her freedom. And sometimes they stop at a gas station at 3 a.m. and change a life forever, simply because they were listening. If you believe bikers are the good people out here, like, share, comment, subscribe, and never look away when someone needs you.